Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Mattel Creations exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins. Not Chuck Norris, not Brave Star, and not Bigfoot, because based on how long we all had to wait for this guy, I was starting to wonder if he actually existed. But today we're taking a look at good old Rio Blast, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. I just said it was a Mattel Creations exclusive, you silly goose. Were you not paying attention again? I guess not. But yes, Rio Blast, the Eternian Cowboy, finally joins the Masters of the Universe Origins line. Before too bad. I'm a little perplexed as to why that is, but to each their own. I actually quite like Rio Blast. He's one of my favorite heroic warriors, and I'm hoping that we see a Masterverse New Eternia version of this guy, because that'd be really cool. I'd love to see what they could do with a Rio Blast in New Eternia. You know, after we get Scareglow, of course. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase, get to the meat and taters of this review, and take a look, see at all Rio Blast has to offer in terms of accessories. He's got his own unique mini-comic. It says Masters on the back. And I would open it up and show you what's inside, but you need to get your own, man. I don't want to spoil it for you. That said, his only actual accessory is this backpack here, which has the extending guns on a track that will snap into place and fold over his head. This is cool, but it takes up a lot of room. But it does click into place. Now, of course, it wouldn't be an Overlord Productions Masters of the Universe Origins review, at least not one of this caliber, without bringing in the thing everyone's going to compare this guy to, the Masters of the Universe Classics Rio Blast, which is a crazy feat of action figure in his own right. Like, this figure is freaking cool as hell, man. I love this Classics version of Rio Blast. But, I'll be real with you, these little snap-on guns, pain right in the balls. I am not a fan of that. I much prefer the Origins, having them sculpted in with some little trenches, so he can actually have the guns not fall out all the time. It's a lot more fun to mess around with the Origins version, is my point. And while I do love the aesthetic of the Classics, you could still buy the Origins one. I think this Classics one goes for a chunk of change nowadays. Maybe not. Could be wrong, but I don't need to look it up because, well, I already got it. Shout out to my good buddy Evil Villain for the hookup on that one. So, getting him out of here. He looks tough, too. Like, this one looks kind of... He looks friendly. That one looks tough. He looks like he's stomp you into the mud hole. So, popping the camera back up into place here. I think that's good. Why don't we take a closer look at the man of the hour, good old Rio Blast. Now, question for anyone who's got the vintage figure: does he have the tubers on his back that go into his arms? I kind of doubt it on the vintage one. This seems very 2000X-y to have tubers coming out of your back into your arms. Like, that was a very 2000X thing. I think it was Clamp Champ, the Staction from NECA, that had a crap ton of tubers coming out of him. But either way, looks like Rio Blast reimagined in the Origins line. Very, very nice. A lot of new tooling here. I think maybe the upper arms are the only thing that's reused on this entire thing. I'm pretty sure it is. Because everything else, maybe the lower legs, but he does have unique boots that do go all the way up dang near towards knee hinge. So don't quote me on that. But other than that, I think everything else is new. So as far as articulation goes, his head is a little limited. He just kind of swivels. But he does have a little bit of up and down. A little bit. His shoulders will go up to about yay far. Be mindful of the tubes. They pop out of the forearm more so than the back. But they will pop out if you're not careful. You can rotate his arm back and forth. And if you just want to play and mess around with the old Rio Blast here, you can just unplug those so they don't keep popping out and frustrating you. He's got a single jointed elbow. Not a ton of range out of that. Not really because of the glove. It's just not cut very well. So that kind of sucks. But it does rotate there. He does have hinged wrists that will hinge back and forth as well as rotate. And then he does have his flip out gun thingies that pop out of his hands. They just roll right back up into his forearm when not in use. So that's cool. And then as far as this chest plate is concerned, you can pop it down. He's got a little gun that flips out of his chest. That's pretty cool. He's got a waist twist that works just fine. His hips will kick out. About, yeah, that far. Back down, they'll kick forward and back. He does have the little flip out guns on his thighs too. He's got a single jointed knee. Not a lot of super stiff joints on this guy that required heat, so that's nice. He's got a swivel at the knee. He's got a swivel at the boot. And then he's got a hinge at the foot with a rocker. And peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But he can stand okay with his cowboy boots. That said, as far as attaching his backpack, pay attention to this. Even though this review is late, you probably already know this by now. This backpack slides into here. It doesn't just snap on. You gotta line up the bottom port, then the top one, turn it a bit, and it'll click into place like that. And then you can pop this sucker up. And he's ready for battle. So, getting all of his guns flipped out. We got the chest gun. Got this top canopy piece. We got the guns that flip out of his hands. And we got the guns that flip out of his legs. So he's got a total of 2, I think 4, 6, 8 guns. He's going to shoot more than ears off with all those, my friends. That's for sure. For those of you who are all butthurt by that comment, that is what you call a joke. Because if I'm going to get canceled, I'm going to go out with a bang. Get it? 'Cause guns! But flipping all of his stuff back. Really fun figure. This would have took me probably 20 minutes with the Classics version, not gonna lie. Love that figure, but just not as convenient. Is that the right word? Either way, this figure's cool. Origins of the year for right now, because there's not really a ton of options, so there's that. Kind of wins by default, but, you know, last year I really liked Extendar. Cyclone was good, I just could give a crap about Cyclone, and then is it Hurricane? He was just kind of a turd, so, you know. They can't all be winners, folks. They can't all be winners. So before we wrap this thing up, why don't we bring in our 2 regulars? Since we already brought in the Classics Rio Blast. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn. Who got hooked on the tuber? Come on, don't unplug a tube right as I'm about to end it. I've been doing so good, man. But either way, 11 Spawn towers over everyone because unlike a Rio Blast, he is not a 5.5-inch figure. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and as much as I like my Masters of the Universe Classics version of good old Rio Blast here, again, shout out to my good buddy Evil Villain for the hookup on that one. I have to tell you that this Origins version is a lot more fun to play with. The Classics one, I think, displays better, just because of the superior sculpt and paint by the fine folks over at Four Horsemen Studios. But as far as fun factor goes, this guy has it in spades, with the exception of the tubers popping out, which I guess you could just pop them out and leave them out if you just straight up don't want them there. I had a really good time messing around with this guy. I really, really like this figure. And considering how long of a wait we all had to get him, that's a good sign to me. So hopefully the other Masters of the Universe Origins offerings from the fine folks over at Mattel can live up to good old Rio Blast here. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.